um, by withdrawing federal lands from mineral development and a moratorium on state lands until at least 2045, the Commissioner has reaffirmed that protecting our clean water, our wildlife, our local economies must come before the interests of foreign mining corporations. The decision aligns with the overwhelming support from our community, our counties, and the state of New Mexico to keep Pecos safe from harmful industry activity. While we celebrate this milestone, we recognize that our work is not done. The federal government has initiated a process to withdraw 165,000 acres of federal lands from New Mexico, from new mining claims, and we will continue to advocate for that protection to be finalized. We were supposed to have a public meeting a couple of weeks ago that was canceled. Kind of knew it was coming, so we're continuing our work. We're trying to get as many public comments. Public comment deadline is the 17th. On our website, stopteredomine.org. You can take action up until today, so that way we can print those and get them to the BLM. But that's very important. We need as many voices as possible, so that if it does go south, we can at least state that our communities doesn't want this. The people of Pecos have spoken. The governor, our state, local leaders, and thousands of New Mexicans have spoken. We will not allow the mistakes of the past to be repeated. The Pecos River is worth more than gold, and we will continue to fight to keep it clean, healthy, and thriving. And with that, we also have a House Joint Memorial, which we thought was dead because there was Republican opposition who believed that the Pecos, were restricting the Pecos's opportunity, our community's opportunity to make money off those minerals. So we received news yesterday that it was moving forward, and it passed the floor yesterday. So that'll help verify legislative support for all this work that's being done. So I want to thank you all for everything that's been done. I want to thank all our partners, our Pueblo partners, our coalition partners, our families, the mayor of Pecos, who's been amazing in passing resolution after resolution in the village to support this work. So thank you, everyone, and the fight continues, and we won't stop fighting until we're pretty sure that our future generations won't be tainted by this type of activity. Thank you.
All right.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Telesfor Benavides. I am the mayor of the village of Pecos. Like Ralph, our family has been in the area for many generations. Of course, my family came from Ilfeld, which is a small town on the other side of Roa, New Mexico. My father was a rancher for many years, and then we moved into Pecos. And I live directly in front of the river. It's about from here to that pillar where the river is in front of us. I have been cleaning irrigation ditches for many, many years, and I'll be doing it again here in the spring. And on the power, can you hear me? Yes. I just like to repeat a couple things that Ralph said. A couple years back, we lost all the fish at the hatchery, so it's doing damage to our fish. It can be doing damage to our people. One of the most important things for me in the village of Pecos is our clean water. We're doing everything to keep our water fresh and clean. We have just revised a water tank that has been sitting for many years abandoned. It is now for fire water only. So in case something happens, we can share water from that tank without getting into our domestic water use for the village of Pecos. I want to thank Senator Garcia Richards. I want to thank Ralph and his family, and on behalf of the village of Pecos and the surrounding little communities, we want to thank everybody for passing all this. We have, like Ralph said, made some resolutions, and anytime that Ralph or anybody needs any help to keep this from happening, I will be there. And again, thank you all on behalf of the village of Pecos, Roe, Glorieta, Colonias, all the little communities, Cow Creek, that depend on our river. We need to keep it clean, so thank you all very much.
Ralph, you have to help me with Q&A because I don't know all the answers to all the Qs. I don't know the A's to all the Qs. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
I'm Kathy Cook with the Albuquerque Journal. So there's a company that's got mineral leases, right? How much of the state land that's being protected includes land that has mineral leases on it?
Yeah, so the state land itself does not have mineral leases at this time, but because of the checkerboard nature of that area, the withdrawal of the state land makes the larger scale development that much more difficult. So we're kind of lending our hand to this protection effort by taking the state minerals immediately off the table. And I don't know if you want to say more about the federal.
Yeah, it's more of a whole effort on protecting as much of the Pecos as possible, and moving forward with the state lands, even though there's no mineral development within what's going on federally. This still shows that our state doesn't want any of this, because it ratifies the support that the Pecos River is that important to this area, not just to this area, the entire state.
And actually, let me just add that doesn't mean that there's not mineral potential. It's just that currently we do not have mineral leasing on those parcels. Okay?
I was hoping I could ask you something. I'm Elena Metzinger from the Senate of New Mexico. You mentioned the local economy, and I was wondering, how do you see water contamination affecting?
That's everything. I mean, Pecos is very well visited from all over. It's the most visited wilderness in the state, and there's hundreds of thousands of people that go up there, and a lot of businesses in the community depend on that. And if people don't have clean water to enjoy that area, just like what happened in 1991, that killed the outdoor rec economy for some time, and it took a while for that to bounce back. So many of the stores and many of the businesses in that community depend on that. So it's very important that that water remain clean, and our outdoor rec economy continue to thrive. And as far as contamination, for some of us that continue our traditions and cultures of agriculture and our acequias, to keep those alive, that would cripple our acequias, because no one would want to irrigate with that type of water.
How important is agriculture and the ability to irrigate with the water to the Pecos community?
Extremely. Many of us are deeply rooted in the acequia culture. Many of us are deeply rooted in growing food. It's passed down generation to generation. I mean, the mayor can also confirm that many people are passionate about their acequias. As you go further down the valley, even more so when you start getting into San Miguel de Vado, and people who are further away from the city, that really depend on their lands and their acequias a lot more. And we also, even if we don't make money off of it, we still do it because it's part of who we are. It's part of that connection to the land, because without it, people, especially for me, I feel empty, I don't feel alive. So that connection to the land is what keeps us going.
I will just say, like, that term lifeblood that you hear, I would say that is the lifeblood of this community for sure. Because they couldn't do ag without acequias. With climate change and the way that precipitation and climate is, you rely on the acequia for success in agriculture, I would say. So the mineral potential does exist on state land. The same mineral potential that is being sought on federal land. I would say that probably some of the minerals that the federal government has indicated they are pursuing are present. I mean, they're present on state land throughout the state. Our decision to whether or not to develop those minerals is, we have to take into account impacts to ecosystem, impacts to communities. I think that for far too long, the decision to develop an area has come at the expense of our communities. And we're trying to flip that on its head today to say, no, we're gonna We're going to hear from the communities and their desire around what they would like to see in their backyard before we make a development determination.
Following up on that, given the proximity to the watershed, are there any other state protections that can be pursued on these lands that were considered to be withdrawn by the federal?
So the question is protection on state lands close to the watershed, and I love that the emphasis on protections. At the State Land Office, we are just beginning a conservation leasing program that is in its infancy, but essentially what that will do is, in addition to taking lands off of the table for mineral development, it will allow certain kinds of conservation practices, especially where it concerns proximity to watersheds in the use of the state land. That allows us to do our dual mandate, which is make money off of the land, but protect it for future generations.
Do you think that today's announcement will add pressure on the federal government
That is absolutely our hope. Our point here is to add pressure, always. I think the point that the legislature made with their House Joint Memorial was to add pressure. We are trying to push the powers that be to listen to the voices of the community and to, kind of be their backup in terms of what they are asking the federal government for. Absolutely. Literally, these are the only two.
I think we have a couple online.
Oh, there's online questions. Okay, if there's online questions.
Let's ask if there are.
Okay. Are there questions from folks that are joining us online? You've got a question.
Okay, so I'm a member of the San Miguel del Vado land grant.
Yeah.
I'm going to be running for office here pretty soon. In regards to the water quality, are there any other avenues that we can take as that organization that can help us in this endeavor?
We should definitely partner up. We've partnered with multiple land grants in terms of projects on state land that are in vicinity to land grant borders.
Okay.
So we would absolutely love to partner with you on that, yes.
Awesome, thank
I
you.
believe that there are avenues for us in terms of water quality.
Thank you.
All right, folks, thank you for joining us today. If you'd like to stick around and have more conversation, that'd be great, but I appreciate your attendance today. Thank you.